Hi, in this video, we are going to learn how to calculate the formal charge. The formula to calculate the formal charge is valence electron minus the lone pair electron minus half of the bonding pair electron. To calculate the formal charge, you need to calculate the formal charge for each atom in a molecule. So let's say we want to calculate the formal charge for each atom in ammonia. Right? So we already draw the Lewis structure before. So we need to calculate the formal charge for each atom. In this case, we have 1 nitrogen and 3 identical hydrogen. So in this case, we only calculate either one of the hydrogen atom. So let's say the formal charge for nitrogen by applying the formula. Fc represent the formal charge. So the total number of valence electron for nitrogen is 5 minus the lone pair is 2 minus nitrogen have 3 bonding pair 1, 2, 3 minus half of 6 electron. So in total we will have 0. So the best is 0. When an atom have a 0 formal charge, which means that it is stable. The second formal charge is for nitrogen. Let's say, formal charge hydrogen. Hydrogen have 1 valence electron. So in this case, hydrogen does not have any lone pair. So we put a 0 minus half. How many bonding pair? We have 2. So it becomes 1. So 1 minus 1 become 0. So this is the formal charge for each hydrogen. And this is the formal charge for nitrogen. That's why the total formal charge is equal to 0. Right. Now let's look at the second example. Let's say we want to calculate the formal charge for carbonate. Let's say we have CO3 2 minus. So maybe we can begin from the first step of drawing a Lewis structure. Carbon, we have 4 electron, 3 oxygen, we have 18 electron, 22 electron plus 2 electron become 24 electron. So carbon so this is the Lewis structure for carbonate. Alright, so all the electron is already used, but carbon is not octet yet. So how to help carbon? So we have 3 identical oxygen. One of the oxygen will donate a pair of the electron to carbon and form a double bond. And finally, we put 2 negative outside. Alright, so in this case, how to calculate the formal charge for each atom involved? Alright, so first we have 2 types of oxygen. Oxygen with single bond. This is identical, this one and this one. And this is oxygen number 1. And this is oxygen with a double bond. So I considered as oxygen number 2. And we have 1 carbon. So let's say we want to determine the formal charge for carbon first. Carbon consists of 4 valence electron. How many lone pair around it? It does not have any lone pair. So you can see the carbon. And half, how many bonding pair around carbon? This is 1, 2, 3, 4. So 8 electron lah, because each bond consists of 2 electron. We cancel off. 4 minus 4 become 0. Right. So we have 2 types of oxygen. Let's say we want to calculate the formal charge for oxygen number 1. Oxygen number 1 is the oxygen with a single bond. Oxygen consists of 6 electron minus how many lone pair around it? Minus 6, right? Minus half, how many bonding pair electron? This one, right? 2. So become negative 1. So we can put the value here. This is negative 1 and this one also negative 1. This one is 0. And the second carbon, so we can calculate the formal charge for the second carbon. Maybe I can use this pen. Formal charge for oxygen, not carbon, second oxygen, sorry. Oxygen number 2, 6 valence electron minus 4 lone pair minus half of, we have 2 bonding here, so half of 4 become 2. So the total is 0. And now, where does this negative value, 2 negative value, come from? It comes from the sum of formal charge in this molecule. 0, 0, negative 1, negative 1, so become negative 2. So the charge outside the square box represent the sum of the formal charge in a molecule. If we look at the first example, the charge is 0. So because the total charge inside a molecule is equal to 0. Right. So maybe we will look at the next example, ICl4. So I will draw the structure. Alright, so in this case, we have 2 types of atom. The first one is iodine, and all chlorine is identical. So we only need to determine the formal charge for, let's say, for the iodine first. Formal charge, iodine consists of 7 electron, 7 minus how many lone pair around iodine? Look at this iodine. It have 2 lone pair. Minus half, how many bonding pair around iodine? 2, 4, 6, 8. Alright, so 7 minus 2 become 5. 5 minus 4 become positive 1. And next, formal charge for chlorine, because all chlorine are identical, so we only calculate one. Equal to, chlorine have 7 valence electron. How many lone pair around each chlorine? So let's say we look at this chlorine, it has 6 lone pair. Minus how many bonding pair? Half. The bonding pair is 2. 7 minus 6 minus 1 is equal to 0. So we can put the value, and this is positive 1. So why this molecule or this ion have a positive 1? Because it's contributed by iodine in the middle with positive 1 formal charge. So I hope this example will help you to understand the concept of formal charge, and this concept will be applied in our next subtopic, which is hybridization.